Tier 53 Faction War. This is Kathari Ruins and Orks versus Imperial Guard for the blue Orky team. It's Yaay as a Mekboy to the point Commando that fights range combat. Plus has a good damage. Can also support, disrupt, build structures and repair. Alongside Woodenplank is a Warboss, a melee hero that can walk through objects. Very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. And Perpetual Anger. Rounding off the blue Orky team then is Professor Raging Drunk Maru as a Commando knob, infiltrating Commander that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orky style, begins range combat with a twin link shooter. Red Imperial Guard FireScorpion is a Lord Commissar, strong offense and support, fights in melee combat and begins with this refractor field. This is the Death Core of Krieg DLC from Relic. Alongside two Lord Generals, first up is Undeath Ascendant, and we also have Villain. These guys fight in ranged combat, some strong defense and support, and his retinue of stormtroopers to help him out. Those guys just got dropped though on Villain. Expect a tough time for the Imperial Guard early on. There's going to be lots of Dakar, and they can't really do much about that. It's going to melt the guards, but it's going to really put a huge amount of pressure on the Sentinels, especially if, as is here, we have more than one player shooting at you. There are like 4 shooter boys here. In fact, Yaay is going for triple shooters. Lots of little piercing damage coming out of those guns. What's going on over here? Here comes the Commissar. He could change things, get in their face, mix things up, bring a little bit of aggression. Nice special attack to start it off, but already his shield is whittled down by all of the ranged fire. This Lord General's getting way too close to the action, getting shot down there. His retinue members will always die before he does, so it's actually quite hard to take him down. And as I say that, he goes down as soon as I say that. Amazing. Warboss is getting low, but look at the damage to that Lord Commissar. He's going to go down, I think. Is the Warboss going to go down too? He should survive. Maybe. Commissar does go down. The Warboss looks like he will be okay. But there's more Dakar coming into this heavy cover here. And they won't be able to out-repair this damage on this Sentinel. Going to need to back him off. Double cap early on for the Orcs. Strong, aggressive start, as you'd expect to see. But look at the bottom. Done well. Has Villain. He's pushed Maru off. Not sure what happened. Commando's being sneaky. You'd expect the Commando to do pretty well early on there, especially if he lands his stun bomb. Maybe he didn't land it. 1-to-1 cap hit. This is Yaay staying in play as long as he can. Now keeps just one squad in play with their big shooters though. Lots of piercing DPS out of these guys now. And they are persuaded to leave also. Red team come back to the mid. Orcs played it well though. They didn't overextend. Killed some stuff. And they got out relatively unscathed. This is FireScorpion's Commissar coming to revive Undeath Ascendant's Lord General. Gonna get a level for it maybe. You get much less XP for reviving these days. Look at that. Didn't even level him. Didn't even level him. 497 to 370. 1-to-1 cap here. Looters up for Maru in the southwest, covering the VP, which is now blue. Gonna need... oh, he's got Catachans to try and disrupt here. Can do so from range with their all reliable, and then he's got that shotgun blast for the sluggers. Artillery spotter squad for Undeath Ascendant, chucking their flares in. There we go. That's the smoke shell, which messes up your range. Just gonna wait it out there. War banner. No, he's not gonna wait it out. He's moving in, out of cover, which is a big mistake, I think. Grenade launcher on the Lord General's. Good choice for raw damage output against these Orcs. Is pretty damn good. Note that his retinue members also get the grenade launchers, so you're firing 3 of those things. 497, 370. Imperial Guard starting to work these Orcs out with a little bit more subtlety from the spotters and the Catachans, as you'd expect. Orcs not known for their subtle approaches. Woodenplank lost a lot, now down to double shooters only. Sluggers coming to replace the ones he lost. Warboss did get away though. Yeah, that was a painful engagement for him. That grenade launcher's doing work. Boom. Also gives him that nice speed buff as well for some reason. Move, move, move. Or I'll shoot you with my grenade launcher, maybe, is the rest of that sentence. Triple sentinels here, able to hold ground. Do they all have their stomp? They do all have their stomp, so sluggers will be punished for coming in. Plus it gives them a little bit more hit points to stand against all these shooter boys. Gotta be careful though, because your health can fly down. And there's a global buff for these shooter boys from Yaay's mech. More Dakar, I believe it's called. Of course it is. Look at this. Sneaky Kommando gets knocked over by Catachans. He's already thrown his stun bomb by the looks of his energy, unless it was just sneaking for a really long time. The engagement rumbles on in the center. Nobody wanted to yield. Down goes the sentinel. They got one of them. I was just about to say, if all three of those guys got to tier 2 and all got the missile launchers up, that would be nasty. Triple frag missile sentinels on this big blob of shooty orcs. That would be messy. FireScorpion goes tier 2 after losing the sentinel, as does Woodenplank. Where are those looters of Maru? They are still covering this area. Note that these guys can infiltrate, which is pretty handy. There we go. Surprise. Big damage from close range. Pain. And here comes the help from double shooters. Are they fully upgraded? They are both fully upgraded. That add to durability from the shooter knob is quite important. I don't think sluggers are going to be able to do a whole lot here. They're drawing fire. These guys are going for the heavy cover, are they? I think they need to just back off here. Looter boys can't support them if they go to that heavy cover. Red team have taken mid, 490, 301. More tier 2 this time from Maru. Red team coming bottom now. Might get caught between two players, but there are two players here, at least in part. Lord General has his medical sergeant retinue member and a flak jacket up. What are these Catachans up to though? Trying to force melee combat on those shooter boys with their power weapons, but take a hell of a lot of damage trying to get in there. And might go down on retreat. Sluggers chasing, not the best chaser units. Looks like they'll be okay. Probably. Those sidearms that the sluggers have, which are actually called sluggers, I believe, do literally 1 DPS, I think. 490, 293 Orks continue with the dominance in terms of VPs, but the engagements themselves have been a lot closer since the very opening. No heavy weapon squads whatsoever from the Imperial Guard players. That's a surprise. Chimera on the way for FireScorpion. Lord General's gonna go down here. That's villain. Catachan's disruption would do some work here. There we go. Look at that. Big chunk of damage too. Trying to bash power here, the Orcs, and they got one of them. They don't want Imperial Guard getting to tier 3 in good time, and Demon Russes sit in the field too much and that kind of thing. Some stick bombers for Woodenplank. Could have a hell of a lot of fun here. More Dakar on the generators. That's a good mortar shell that went in. Have those guys leveled up, or rather upgraded in tier... No, he's not tier 2 yet. Their incendiary mortar shell might do pretty good here. There's those frag missiles from the Sentinel. It's level 2. Can he hit them flush though? Don't think he can fire them on the move, that guy. This Sentinel's still with its default multi-laser thing. Chimera on the way now for Undeath Ascendant. Here is FireScorpion's support vehicle for Imperial Guard. Can transport and reinforce infantry, and it will reinforce your allies as well, not just your guys. Here we see a heavy weapon squad. There was one. I just didn't see it. It's got the heavy bolter by default. Helps suppress the masses of greenskins. Gonna get a 2-to-1 the Imperial Guard. Here we see some stormtroopers from both FireScorpion and Villain. The Sentinel doing some work there. Tank Buster Barrage. Don't do a huge amount of damage to infantry, those barrages, but disruption and not an insignificant amount of damage. If that hits a vehicle though, big trouble. Tank busters from Maru and Woodenplank going to be a threat to those chimeras. And double stick bombers for yaay. These guys are pretty decent in melee combat, and of course can throw those stick bombs around. Don't think they'll throw it on a single entity though. Might want a better target than that, but they might just throw it anyway. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. They got away. In pretty decent shape, really. What's going on southwest? A no natural VP map, of course. You see them change hands quite frequently sometimes, especially triples popping up. That's the Basilisk Creeping Barrage catching the end of that Orc line and doing a pretty good job there. That's the global ability of the Lord General. This Sentinel barely getting out, and that's the one with the missile launcher. This one got one yet? No. I think it would be a decent investment. Heavy turret dropped down by Undeath Ascendant, doing some good work here. This thing has vehicle armor, so it will be the tank busters that will need to do some damage to it, I guess. And here we see a barrage. Big damage, since that thing can't dodge the barrage, obviously. See how much longer it lasts. Not too much longer. There we go, down it goes. This Sentinel getting repairs here. The Imperial Guard refused to yield the center. No sign of the mobile base upgrade for the Chimera, which lets it drop a beacon down for reinforcement purposes and retreat purposes. 437, 235, 1-to-1 cap. Oh, tank busters almost finished off that Sentinel there. Here comes the war truck chasing. There's something inside it. There is something inside it. It's sluggers with their knob leader. They don't have burners though. But still more than a match for these guardsmen, even with the Commissar leader. But the battle of the center rages on. Another tank buster barrage. More for disruption, I think. Have they finally broken the Imperial Guard here? That's, I think, FireScorpion retreating out. Yes, it is. Undeath is trying to hang in. But the Orks looking pretty scary in tier 2. And this is with no Weird Boy. They've gone instead for tank busters and stick bombs, and it's doing pretty well for them so far. Those stick bomb barrages are scary. Here's another one. Manticore Strike. Who is that? That's Undeath. It's a big investment, this thing. It's got to pay off. 437, 230. VP lead for the Orks continues with a 2-to-1 cap hit. A lot of the map looking very blue as well. All the contested points are basically blue, apart from this victory point and this one, which is uncapped. Imperial Guard didn't get all the way out. I mean, it's not the longest journey back in the mid from your base on this map. So they're able to get back in relatively good time and push again. Tank buster barrage. Warboss getting stuck into some catechins. Not sure what those fellas are up to. Maybe they were trying to get close to that blob of Orks to shotgun them. The catechins did get away though. Warboss did not. And there's a revive for this Lord General. He's level 4 and gets out of there quickly. Look at these gun lines going at it. We've got plasma gun guardsmen. Very powerful versus heavy infantry, but they'll do a fine job versus light infantry too. And a good thing to have in place for the arrival of knobs in tier 3. And even flash kits, because those guys are heavy infantry too. The 2-to-1 cap remains though. They can't get the mid back. Is it time to go bottom again? Perhaps yaay, perhaps anticipating that, has a little look. Looted tank on the way for Woodenplank. All 3 Orc players into tier 3. FireScorpion, the first Imperial Guard player to go tier 3. Lost his Sentinel, his Chimera, excuse me. This is the Chimera of Undeath still. Stormtroopers now packing a punch with their assault kits. And grenades, of course, which it gives them. Was it ranged by 20% and weapon cooldown to 0, so they just keep on firing. So they aren't affected by suppression then, if that's the case, because suppression increases your weapon cooldown by huge amounts, which is what makes you fire so slowly. But if it's 0, it can't be multiplied. 437 173. There's the looted tank. This pile of guardsmen needs to run away. Bit too close there. Heavy bolter now doing its thing. Won't really scratch the looted tank though. More of it's time for mass auto cannons here. They'd probably do some serious work. Sluggers there in retreat. This is the knob leader. Something sneaky. It's Catachans going for the VP bottom, and some Orks, stick bombers on capping duty at the top. Another Manticore from Undeath Ascendant. FireScorpion is into tier 3. Villain is not. He's hurting for requisition. Loads of power, but he's got quite a large infantry army, so his requisition income is getting some upkeep hits. Just melted those shooter boys though. They need more of that. More of that focused firing. Took down the Kommando too. These double stormtroopers starting to have an impact. Grenade launchers still up. We have melter guns for Undeath Ascendant. Can they deal with the tank? Not quite. Got pretty close. The Sentinel of Undeath now has that missile launcher up. There's a crack missiles you see going out, which are good versus large targets. Won't really hit infantry very reliably. Double cap here for the Orks. 425 117. Need to get on their VPs here, Imperial Guard. Well, the Orks will run away with it. They finished off the tank though. It's a big win. Can they cap? Maybe. So the Lord General's going for it. He is. Orks are starting to melt under this fire. Look, a Woodenplank is down to the sluggers and a war truck here. Commando's on the way. Tier 3 now for Villain. What is FireScorpion saving up for? A Leman Russ, I guess. He could have got some Kashyyykin up. With their grenade launchers might have been good, because they constantly disrupt those things. Just getting some more retinue members here. Undeath. You can reinforce them in the field, which is nice. 1-to-1 cap. They stopped it at 90 VPs remaining in the Imperial Guard. Focusing down the Mekboy there, and they got him. They really are melting these heroes. Good usage of these Sentinels, you have to say. This one is still going for Undeath Ascendant. Level 4. Both the others are down though. And a whole bunch more Orks turn up in the mid. It's 1-to-1 cap. Uh-oh, there's that big boom shot. It's going to be painful. Followed up by some stick bombs. Nicely done there by Yaay. The stormtroopers got away, but I don't think the Imperial Guardmen survived. It's constant firefight in the middle. It's never stopped. Last cannon is up. Not really set up very well to hit anything though. What is he up to? That's very strange. 1-to-1 cap still. No one can get this mid. Last cannon's going to get shots on this looted tank. Got to move it, Yaay. There's that big boom shot. Gets it. And I think gets... No, does not get away from the last cannon. Got a little bit greedy there. Wanted that big boom shot to go off. Leman Russ hits the field for Scorpion. That's the tank crashing into that. Lord Commissar in a little bit of a fight. And I think he gets away. He's got his stubbornness up. He's pretty stubborn. Flat jacket as well. And stayed in play. Imperial Guard are capping mid. Got a hell of a lot of VPs to make up. Here's a Leman Russ. From FireScorpion. Hanging back right now. Lord Commissar knocked over by something. I'm not sure what it was. Those commandos getting into the war truck and driving away. War banner goes down. Red team have the mid. They have the 2-to-1. But for how long? Because something's already decapping the northeast. It's sluggers. They've got something capping the southwest though. A little bit of a blob cap there, fellas. Be careful. Shooter boys are coming for you. Baneblade on the way for villain. Still has his double stormtroopers, but not a whole lot else. Kasrykin now on the way for FireScorpion. Now does he get those grenade launchers? Battle wagon here for Woodenplank. Knob squad for yaay. 417 to 90. 2-to-1 now again for the Imperial Guard. Look at that. From the Commandos. Love the Daka and their burner bomb. Just slightly misplaced their burner bomb there, I think. Leman Russ coming in. No upgrades for this guy, but he's a very nice tank without any upgrades anyway. 1200 hit points and some very nice weaponry. And a bash from Jens. Uh-oh, sluggers have caught this Lord General out of position. Looks like he'd be okay using his move to escape. I think the beacon from the Sentinel would do pretty well for them in the middle here. It could lead to doom though. Could have you run right into a nuke and that kind of thing if it's put down in the right place, right time by a blue team. Knob squad are on the field now for yaay. Can they deal with them? Because if not, they're obviously going to make a huge difference to these engagements in the middle. Just push forward and soak up so much damage. Here they are. Getting their jammers. They already have meaner and greener. Baneblade, I assume, is going to go center. Knob squad love to smack on a Baneblade. That thing needs some serious protection. Unfortunately for them, they don't have an Inquisitor who can shut down the Knob squad pretty well all by herself with various abilities. Manticore Strike might finish off that looted tank and does get it. Well done. War truck might go down here too. Leman Russ on rear armor maybe. Boom. Couldn't quite finish it off. And here's the Baneblade. Battle wagon is here. Doesn't really want to fight a Baneblade though. 406 to 73. Attacks from two sides on the Imperial Guard here. A rocket run though, pretty nicely done. Wipes out those shooter boys, I think. Oh, they live. Somehow they live. Batwagon getting very close to all these scary Imperial Guard guns. Bouncing around as it usually does. Is it going to make it out of there? Looks like it's okay. They have a double cap, just trying to force the issue there and stop them getting the mid back. They've got to dedicate some stuff to one of the other VPs here, Imperial Guard, but they're not going to win this game. One VP is not enough, fellas. We have some guardsmen going southwest, but it's not going to be enough. Need a bit more than that. Can they stop this double cap? There's the 2-to-1. Having got the middle, I think they will stop the cap here, but how long is it going to last? They need some support down there. Baneblade needs some repairs as well. Stick bombers. Do they live? They live. Lord Commissar getting a cap on top. He's got the Fist of Brockus. Manticores were dealt with, I think, from the looks of what Woodenplank is saying. I'm not sure what he used. I completely missed it, as usual. 397 to 6, single cap for the Imperial Guard. They have to hold on a hell of a lot, though. That's a big ask to bring this back. Trying to fight the knobs. There's a lot of Daka. And Leman Russ needs to get moving. We do have Plasma Gun Kasrykin. Will help shoot down the knobs, but they can't do anything about controlling them. I guess they have a grenade. Oh, wow. Big zap gun shot from the Ork battle wagon. Knobs are persuaded to leave. The battle wagon actually did quite a lot of damage to them. There's a 2-to-1 cap now for the Imperial Guard. Desperately trying to hold on to these caps. Some stuff coming bottom now. Going to be hard to hold against this. There's a single Neiman Russ, and Lord General needs some support, I think. There's a Rocks. The end of the battle wagon, of the Baneblade, I think. Can they follow it up? They got some commandos with their rocket launcher. Oh, switching targets there. Big mistake. Shut down now by the smoke, and the Baneblade lived. The Baneblade lives. Still a 2-to-1. I think the Orks just need to concentrate on both of the flanks, on the northeast and the southwest VPs, and I'll have this. Here they are capping the southwest. Can the Imperial Guard stop them? Really trying hard to finish off this Baneblade. There's the battle wagon that might be finished off here. 3, 4, 5 to 6. There's another Rocks. Trying to drive away from it. I think he'll be okay. Those guys don't want to be in melee with a pack of level 4 sluggers. 1-to-1 cap now. Cap bottom indeed. Here comes Maru to do so. They can't get in the mid. Got the Imperial Guard. Not a lot of mobility here. Just 3 guardsmen here. Can you shoot down these knobs? There's Mina and Greener. Now worn off. Decent grenade. Shot him down pretty well there. Got rid of him. These guardsmen might be dead. And there's the game anyway. It was a 2-to-1 cap. They had both of the side VPs. A valiant effort from the Imperial Guard, but they had to split a little bit more there. Relied too much on sitting mid, expecting the Orks just to crash against them, which they did a little bit. That's the Orky way, but they also had their eyes on these other VPs a little bit more. Level 4 mech with no war gear whatsoever, with a level 3 Warboss. Don't see any obvious war gear on him. Level 4 Commando with special shooter, Mega Boom kit, and Kaboom. Level 7 Lord Commissar got stuck in there, didn't he? Fist of Brockus, Flat Jacket, Stubbers, looking pretty badass with his Deathcore of Krieg garb. Level 10 Lord General, Melter Guns, and a level 6 Lord General here down, who had the sniper rifle at the end of the game, looks like. There you have it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.